Good morning, all. I'm Dhruvisha, and I'll be presenting today on implementation of emerging technology in the travel agency management system. Firstly, let me give introduction of the company. Travel company named KTS is situated in Singapore, offers transportation services as well as flight bookings. KTS provides tour packages, hourly packages, pick-up and drop-off services. However, reservations are being made over phone. KTS also provides visa services. Agency has tied up with external vehicle vendors to offset their fleets. IT is an internal part of the company, and the software will be developed, maintained by the internal team, leading by an IT manager, myself. KTS has goals to provide a safe and secure journey to its customer. They also look forward to long-term cooperation from the existing customer. KTS would like to strive for a stable position in the market and increase their profits. As we know that tourism is a demanding industry, and therefore some external factors impact the industry and the KTS. I have conducted a cluster analysis to understand where the company stands and where we need to improve. Cluster means political, economical, social, technological, legal, and environmental. KTS has political impacts such as open borders. Singapore is a tourist, one of the favorite destinations, and borders are always open for the tourists. Government has proved that the country is safe to travel, and there is 0% crime rate, which shows government stability. Customers or tourists have incentive while visiting Singapore, which is claiming of tax refund. Any purchase with the tax can be refunded to the travelers, which is a plus point for the KTS as well. These political factors attract more tourists. If we talk about economical factor, KTS has a sharing economy concept. This means they can book flight and book hotels by partnering with them and share profits of those bookings. KTS has also a partnership with external vehicle vendors to fill the gap when the need arises or to outsource KTS fleet to the external vendors. Partnership benefits in fulfilling customers' demand and stay stable in the market. Next is the social factor. A large community has the impact of social media in their lives. They like to be active and visible on the social media, exploring various places across the globe and showcase their travel journey over their virtual lives. This also brings many tourists to Singapore, and that can be a benefit for KTS too. As we know that Singapore has a mixed culture in which travelers feel more relaxed, knowing of non-racial behavior in the nation, and they can roam around with peace of mind. This is another reason for the boost in the tourism industry, which KTS has the benefit of. KTS has always kept the customer preference first. Customers feel heard and respected, which brings customer satisfaction and trust in KTS. If we talk about technological factor, KTS is offering 3 critical factors to the customers. KTS provided internet connectivity in their fleet for the travelers to stay connected with the outside world and their family, friends while exploring Singapore. KTS is also implementing GPS tracker to their fleet for live tracking. It is a value-added service which helps KTS to provide safe journeys. KTS introduced secure payment option that has 2-layered security and prefer to use card transaction in the system without showing card details. KTS has also legal advantages. Government grants tourism schemes in which they help to promote the tourism business and help small-scale venture to expand. KTS has been given the authority to apply for visas for other neighboring countries. It has a legal binding with vendors, which helps the agency to perform in agreed SLA and stay on legal commitments. Only one factor that impacts KTS negatively is the environmental factor. Tourism tends to create more pollution in the local environment by fleets or tourist behavior on throwing waste anywhere. No proper disposal. There is always environmental factor, which is related to technology, the use of hardware in the premise. So hardware use creates radiation in which that affects a person's health and surrounding air. Overall, KTS has excellent opportunity to grow in the tourism industry. The system we are proposing will ease the daily operation and bring business to the next level. I'm proposing an emerging technology, cloud computing, to be introduced in the company to get ahead in the market as well as to save costs, which will indirectly improve profits. Cloud computing has a few benefits compared to other hosting methods. Cloud computing can offer you on-demand resources. In any given time, if customer demand increases, KTS might need to increase its usage bandwidth, large database size, faster processing time, more storage, and extra space for backup. Cloud computing can provide all above in a flexible way. Choose how much you want to increase, and it is a few clicks away. So traffic shipping made it more comfortable in cloud infrastructure. Another advantage of cloud is virtual unlimited storage. Of course, you can start with a small storage size. However, it has a feature to increase capacity as you go, or you can opt in for unlimited. The company do not need to purchase another hardware for storage or when upgrading the existing storage space, and do not need to spend dollars in any physical storage servers. Next in the list is the high processing capabilities. Cloud can provide 4x, 8x, or 12x processing time with multi-core CPU support. This brings application to more faster, more accessible, and make customer experience more delightful. The most exciting factor of cloud is it is pocket friendly. Cloud has many features to offer, though the cost is cheaper compared to other traditional approaches. Cloud offers cost as per the package plan company chooses. For KTS, we will be starting from the initial starter package, and then later we will increase by comparing traffic usage, the storage analysis, and which is also provided by the cloud provider Amazon. Cloud computing has a layered architecture. There are a total of 4 layers: physical layer, infrastructure layer, platform layer, and application layer. The physical layer comprises of physical servers, network, and other aspects that can be physically managed and controlled. The infrastructure layer includes virtualized servers, storage facilities, and networking. The company can enjoy access to scalable storage and compute power as and when needed. Here is where the KTS system will be establishing database servers, storage servers, backup servers, and firewall access rules for the security. The platform layer includes services such as operating systems and application. It is a platform for development and deployment. It is vital for the cloud to run smoothly. Here is where the KTS travel management system will be hosted. Last in the is the application layer, which is the one that the end user interacts in a direct manner. It comprises of software system delivered as a service. End users can access the KTS system through internet and book online by themselves instead of calling the office. This saves cost in human resources, telephone bills, and server maintenance. The KTS staff can be more focused on maintaining fleet availability in the system from the backend. If the KTS want to expand their business outside of Singapore, this is the layer where they can configure locality access and set scalability. We are proposing Amazon Cloud for the cloud computing service for the seed KTS software. To understand the benefit of the cloud computing better, I have evaluated 2 other approaches: hosted servers, shared hosted servers, and an on-site physical network. If you see in the table shown here, there are factors that I have considered in order to compare with the cloud hosting. First is the maintenance. So the the cloud hosting has low maintenance as servers are virtual running on VMware. Shared hosting has a moderate effect. This is due to servers are in a data center located somewhere physically, and hosting provider has to make sure that servers run smoothly and must be replaced or upgraded with the completion of server's lifespan. On-site has maximum maintenance as the company would need a dedicated person to look after server's health, lifespan, renewals, or repair of any fault arises. Next is the resource availability. As we discussed, the cloud provides resource with very few button clicks. You can get notification instantly if you require more resources. Shared hosting has low resources. Their packages offer limited resources, and sometimes you do not receive what they offer. For example, the company opted for 100 gigabyte bandwidth. However, they get 90 gigabyte actual bandwidth. On-site has also the similar low resource availability. The company needs to place an order to upgrade or to upgrade a new hardware. This may take weeks. Cloud also provides flexible or unlimited storage space compared to shared hosting or on-site storage service hosting. As I highlighted earlier, the cloud hosting gives very competitive rates. The cost is low compared to shared hosting and on-site hardware setup. On-site can be very expensive if the company wants to have very secure 2-layer architecture with a network redundancy. Cloud provides company to choose auto backup, whether daily, weekly, monthly, or on a specific occurrences. It also allows storing backup to any other server using FTP controls. Cloud offers parallel backup with other storage servers set up in the same infrastructure. On the other side, shared hosting has a limited storage space and limited choices of backup settings. Auto backup is more complex in an on-site network setup. The company might need to purchase a separate software for the whole full system backup for a given period. Cloud provides extreme disaster recovery as the servers are hosted virtually. They are not impacted by power failure or act of God. Due to extensive backup failure, the company can recover the operation in few seconds. Some cloud hosting is smarter to auto switch when one resource is facing an issue in operating. Shared hosting has limited scope in disaster recovery. Company has to opt for special disaster recovery services which cost more. On-site has low disaster recovery. The network person needs to make sure there is an alternate power supply, such as UPS, or there is a always backup plan or business continuity plan or backup site if any disaster or uncertain event occurs. This is very crucial for business to run without any disruptions. As we have talked a lot about benefits of cloud computing, there are drawbacks too. However, the cons are addressable with a proper planning and infrastructure setup. In the risk, impact and probability can be low, moderate, or high. Criticality is multiplication of impact and probability. High criticality means high risk and needs to be addressed before going live. First is security. Cloud can have security risk if the network person who is managing cloud has not configured the security features correctly. A person has to set up firewall rules, access rights, and malware monitoring. The impact of this risk is high, however, the probability is low. Thus, the criticality is 5, which moderate and addressable from the initial stage. Next is the data privacy. Cloud computing is provided by an external provider. All the data, sensitive information is hosted virtually. This is always a discussion topic of how the cloud can protect data privacy. With proper configuration and agreement with the cloud provider, we can eliminate this risk. The impact of this is high. It can cause a legal action towards the company and can lead to permanent business closure. However, the probability is low. Thus, criticality is moderate, though need to address it before choosing the cloud provider. Portability is the next risk. If KTS wants to move the application to another provider or to choose port over to another approach, it is crucial that cloud provider cooperates in the port over exercise. However, there is always a risk in discarding data existing in the cloud and format of relocating the whole architecture to another provider without much disruption in the operation. So the impact is high. The probability is moderate. Thus, the criticality is 15, which is high. KTS can reduce this impact by signing a proper agreement with the provider and set up port over policies. The last risk we can think of is the incident response reliability. As there are multiple parties involved in cloud architecture, it is always questioned on the responsibility of each entity. There are some incidents which bring adverse impact on the business and can lead to liquidity damages. In such scenario, it is necessary to clear the roles and responsibility of incident response liabilities. The impact is high, the probability is moderate. So the risk is very critical to address. All parties can come to an understanding by having a mutual agreement that states the liability of each party. Next, I would like to show you how we can implement cloud computing for our KTS management system. If you see the architecture, there are two parts, backend and frontend. The backend is entirely on the cloud, virtually hosted. In the architecture, KTS would not have any hardware situated in their premises except firewall, Wi-Fi router, and switches and network components. Amazon Cloud will offer OS servers, virtual desktops to configure the application packages needed and to monitor the system health. It also offers to host application, which will be our KTS management system and software platform from which our end user will be accessing our system. There are storage servers given, which can be multiple and as per the demand or requirements. If you see the front end, the end user portion, there are terminals, desktop terminals or mobiles or tablets. The KTS staff and customer will only require internet to operate the system. This is the proposed system using cloud computing for KTS. Here are some references that I used. Thank you for listening to me and have a good day ahead. Thank you. Bye-bye.